So THQ Nordic strikes again with yet another trailer for Downtown Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, this time highlighting Downtown Bikini Bottom. You know me, at this point, I got a lot of things to say about it, so let's discuss right now.
I got hot sauce in my bag, swag.
Hello there beautiful human, my name is RidersDX. Welcome to my channel where today we've got yet another trailer about Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, and I decided to just go ahead and just dive full on into this game. Anything that comes out that has a substantial amount of stuff, at least in my eyes, to talk about, I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about it. And so you better get used to this. I only have one more month or so to make constant videos about this game, so I'm gonna take full advantage of it. But I've got a list of 11 things from this trailer to talk about. And so before we get into the trailer, let me just go ahead and show it off here in case you haven't seen it yet.
It shines! Hey, you! Patrick needs to do laundry.
Lion squirrel coming through!
I feel like a new sponge.
And number one, the first thing I want to mention is that we got a closer look at Gary, and I just love how sassy he looks in this clip. You know, in the original one, he kind of did have the sassy look to him, but this time they made it like very clear that he looks just a little bit annoyed, which is just your typical Gary mood in general. So I'm really glad we got to see that. And number two, this is something I noticed a while ago, but I never brought it up in the video until now. But with the G-Love robot, you can see over here that it's got like its typical design from the original game, but it also has this new section in the middle where you can see its eyes now. And this was not apparent at all in the original version. And so I think it adds a little bit more character. It makes it look a little bit more goofy. And so I really like this small detail, you know, just all these little details that they added to make the game seem more alive than the original did. I'm really digging it, and I can't wait to see what else they have in store. And number three, I turn your attention over here to where you can see these platforms that are next to Bubble Buddy. They have this like really cool metallic light blue theme to them, and it looks really cool. It's very different from the original game, which had more of a brownish maroon color to them. But another thing I want to note here is that you could see a boat in the background over there, just like I had mentioned in my initial video where I talked about pretty much everything that we saw when that huge review happened and we got all those different screenshots. And so I really do like this feature that they're adding to Downtown Bikini Bottom. I love seeing that we can actually see the boats that the robots took the steering wheels off of, you know? And number four, you can see that we get a look at the Spongebob icon over here, and it looks pretty similar to the original actually. The only thing that I would suggest over here is that I think they should add a bit of a glow to it, you know, just so it pops up more in the environment. I'm pretty sure the original had a glow to it, and so that's why it was able to stand out. You can tell from a distance that a Spongebob power up was there. I think they need to add that glow just to make it stand out a little bit more. And number five, we get like a really close look at the Shy Tikis over here, and this is gonna probably anger some people because I know I have this reputation of being like a mega fan of this game, but I'd always assumed actually ever since I was a kid that, you know, those bulging like circular things coming out of these tikis, I've always thought those were their ears. But now, because their eyes are glowing in this remake, I now realize that their eyes were actually on their face, and that those things that I thought were their eyes were their ears, which makes so much sense, you know? It makes so much sense why that's the case, because, you know, that's the whole point of Tiki, which is it can hear you, and so when it hears you, it kind of like dissipates and turns into nothing. And so I don't know, I just thought this was a really cool discovery, and I only made this discovery because of this remake. And so kind of makes me wonder, what are the things in the original game that I missed despite playing it for years and years and years. And number 6 is a really small detail, but you can see the back of the tartar sauce robot, because in the original the sign that says tartar sauce on the robot is on the front, but now it's on the back over here. And so you can see it has a bit of a yellow color scheme to it this time, and yeah, it looks really cool. I think it's interesting that they made it on the back of the robot this time. I'm kind of neutral on that. I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's kind of just a random change that I don't really care too much about. At number 7, this is probably like the most significant bullet point I want to discuss here, but Sandy now has a mid-lasso attack mechanic. And so in the original game, one of Sandy's attacks is that you could lasso robots when you see like that little hand signal on top of them. But now in this game, when Sandy is like jumping up in the air, you actually can lasso robots while you're mid-air, and that's really awesome. And another thing that I just noticed right now looking at the footage is that instead of having that hand pointing at the robot, now you see that little circle like around the robot that kind of tells you what robot you're targeting. And so I don't think that was as good of a change. I really am gonna miss like that hand. I think that hand is like just a classic thing about this game that I really dig. But I do love the mid-jump lasso mechanic. I think that's such a good idea. You know, one of the things that made Sandy a little bit difficult to play as in this game was that when you were facing off against those G-Love robots and you had to wait like those 5 seconds for Sandy to pull out her lasso and lasso that robot before it hits you, it was not always easy to do that. And so I think this is a really cool mechanic that they implemented, and I'm wondering if they did anything else with any of the other characters like Spongebob and Patrick. I'm really curious now to see how they subtly changed the game here and there. And number 8, we get a look inside the tower that Spongebob enters and battles all those different robots, and it's got that red color scheme that actually pretty much like matches the original. And so I'm really liking this. One thing that I've noticed now that might have been in a different trailer but I never picked up on it until now is that when you attack the Duplicatotron, it has this red-orange aura that starts to form, and it kind of signifies to you that it's about to explode. And so just another like visual cue that the team added to make the game a little bit more accessible. And so I'm loving all these little details. It's really cool to see how this game has transformed from the original. At number 9, we see a little bit of SpongeBob bungee jumping, and we no longer get to see his full bottom, which is lame. Come on, Purple Lamp Studios, we gotta see SpongeBob's bottom. Like, I don't know, I thought that was just such a charming thing about the original game, and I'm not really sure why they decided to like not do that in this game. I wonder if it had something to do with the ratings. I mean, I find it kind of hard to believe that showing SpongeBob's bottom would have made this game from an E10 plus to a teen game, but I don't know, you never know. I will say that like standards in society are a lot more stricter than they used to be in terms of ratings, so it honestly could be the reason, but that's just pure speculation on my part. At number 10, we get to see a lot more Sandy's movements overall, and she looks very aerobic like I had mentioned in one of my previous videos, but we also get to see her sliding for the first time as well, and it's very brief. It's like a couple seconds, but it's still like something nonetheless, and I can't wait to slide down Sand Mountain with Sandy. Like I said, that was one of my favorite levels in the game, and I love sliding down with Sandy in particular because her abilities make it so much easier to traverse the course and like collect all these different hidden collectibles, and so I'm really looking forward to that. At number 11, we get to see Sandy's winning animation, and something I had noted in one of my earlier videos on this game is that I felt like SpongeBob's winning animation was a little bit choppy. I'm still kind of seeing that here. It's not as bad as it was in the pre-alpha, but still looks slightly choppy. I just kind of wish that they would make the movement a little bit more fluid like it was in the original game, but nonetheless, it's not something that I'm really like bent over backwards for, and I can definitely get used to it. And so, you know what? I'm satisfied. You know, all these little things I'm picking on are just little things, you know, nothing that you need to be too concerned about, but little suggestions nonetheless I think would help to brighten up the game a little bit more. But yeah, that is pretty much everything I got, and I got that done under 10 minutes, and so I'm very impressed with myself. Someone on my Twitter said that every second was gonna be a minute for this video. I'm like, come on guys, I'm not that crazy. I mean, I could be if you all wanted me to, but I'm not gonna be that crazy. But anyway, yeah, overall I think the trailer was another good one. It's got a lot of like promising things. I think Downtown Bikini Bottom, from my perspective, after seeing all the screenshots and some of the small clips of it, it definitely looks like one of the more polished levels compared to the other ones. I'm really curious to see how the Dutchman's Graveyard and Sand Mountain looks, because those are some of the levels that I'm a little bit more iffy about. So I'll be really curious as to see how those levels turn out. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what did you all think about this trailer? Did y'all love it? Did y'all hate it? Let me know why or why not in the comment section below, and let me know what your favorite thing was, and if there was anything in the trailer that I had not talked about that you noticed that you think is pretty significant. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd be really curious to hear your thoughts, and yeah, thank you so much. Okay, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these, want to see more in the future, follow me on Twitter or Twitch, and join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. Special shout out to Reese Gaming, Team Route Sign Gamer, Glitch Dolphin, Andrew Coughlin, New Gamer Hub, Abraham Muner, Mass Muner, and Angry Studios. These are my patrons / YouTube members. If you'd like to become a patron or YouTube member, get access to a whole bunch of different perks, then please check out the links in the description box below. But alright, this is Riders, riding out.